Hi everyone, it's me Sandesh Sikdar and my student ID is 12A230539 and course name is QS6017 Measurement for Small Building and title for the presentation is Developing a Schedule of Quantities for Selected Trades using Microsoft Excel. This presentation will cover the steps involved in developing the SOQ using Microsoft Excel and the essential element of setting up and organizing the spreadsheet, extracting quantities from project drawing and specification and calculation cost of the selected item. Here is the simple layout for the two-story building house, which we are going to prepare the SOQ for that two-story building. First, we need to set up the Excel sheet. For first, we need to create a column for timing, dimension, and squaring, and for the description. And for the formatting, we need to format clearly and easier to use using some special font and bold for that font to adjust the column width as we need it. And take of quantities. Take of quantities is the process of measuring the physical dimension of construction element from the drawing of plans to calculate the material and work needed for that project. Here is the example of that spreadsheet. First we need to set up for timing, this one, and second one dimension, third one for the squaring, and fourth one for the description. We need to add the project name, date, the QS name, and in the description we need to list out the takeoff list or what we need to do for that project. First one is the groundwork, concrete work, and reinforcement. This is the example of that one spreadsheet. Next one is the measurement, extracting quantities from the project drawing and specification. First one is the plan review, analyze the project drawing and specification to determine the quantities of material and labor needed. We need to measure building element using the length, breadth and height of the wall or column, foundation, using the standard measurement like meter square, meter cube or meter, and accurately qualifying work for the each trade items. Here is the example of that one. When we are doing the concrete work, we need to use the meter cube for concrete foundation, and column staff we need to use the meter cube unit, which is given by the ANZ SMM 2022. Is the example of that one. And next part is the organizing the spreadsheet, item quantities and unit, item description, list each item required for trade being specific to the project. Next one is the quantity, input the estimate quantities of each item based on the measurement and specification. Unit, specify the unit of measurement for the each item such as meter, square meter or cubic meter. Next one is the extracting quantities. Extracting quantities is the process of organizing and summarizing the measure quantities from the different part of project into a clear and logical format before inserting them into the final SOQ. We need to create a Excel sheet that aggregate the quantities of items such as slab, beam, foundation of the concrete one. Trade specific group quantities by the trade to simplify the cost calculation and provide a clear overview of the requirement of each trade. Is the example of that one. We need to first write the code, description, unit and quantity we need to construct that project. Next part is the calculation of the cost, unit cost. Multiply the quantities which we gain from the Excel sheet and multiply by the cost per unit. The total cost, sum of the unit cost of all items within each trade to determine the total cost of the trade. Is the example. We need to calculate the material cost, machinery, manpower, and we need to subtotal all of them. Like we need to calculate the machinery work cost for the skilled and non-skilled labor. As well, for the same for the manpower also we need to calculate its skill and unskilled labor. Next part is the PBR, the SOQ. SOQ is the detailed document used in the construction project that lists all the measurable items of the work required to complete a project. It includes quantities, unit of measurement, item description, rates and total cost for the each item. Format. Present the SQ in the clear and concise format with the heading, tables and total. Review. When we submitting, we need to review the SOQ carefully for accuracy and completeness. Final, we need to finalize the SOQ and submit to the stakeholder or the contractor. This is the example of that one. First one is the code. Second one is the description. Third row for the unit. Fourth one for quantities. Fifth one for rate, and the final one is the total cost. We need to determine for that project.
Good.
Is the conclusion. Accurate cost estimates. A well-prepared SOQ provide the accurate cost estimate for each trade, supporting budget planning. Next one is the improved communication. The SOQ facilitates clear communication between contractor, subcontractor, and client, and also for the stakeholder. Efficient project manager by identifying required quantities and cost upfront. The SOQ assists in the efficient project management. Is the reference for this the presentation.
Right, Sandesh, thank you very much for your presentation. Right, the information was presented in straightforward manner, right, and well-structured presentation covering all the outline of the presentation and the assessment. And one thing I need to highlight, right, reading directly from the slide without reading the direct links in the slide, you have to engage with the audience as well. That's my comment regarding your presentation. Then I need to ask you some questions regarding the assessment. The first one is, what key features do you consider to use Excel spreadsheet for the preparation of the Excel sheet? What key features do you consider? Why did you use the Excel spreadsheet for the quantity table?
Because it is easy to use and easy for access. It is free from the cost, and we can easily set up that file.
Then
You can use formula for
yes. formula, you can add, you can sum, you can multiply the quantities, and very easy to use. Then how do you approach the quantifying the elements for the different building elements? What are the steps you consider once you are quantifying the building elements? As example, site clearance.
Site clearance.
How do you approach the quantifying part? What are the steps you follow? Once you are quantifying the site clearance in the building, then what are the steps you follow for the quantifying part? First, reading the drawing.
First, we need to read the drawing.
Yes,
And
then you need to understand the
understand the
unit of measurement.
Measurement also we need
as per the what document. What is the guideline you are using?
NZSMM
Yes,
2020.
Yeah. Then tell me what is the purpose of the abstracting quantities. Abstracting the quantities.
We can get the clear.
You are summarizing the similar quantities as per the bread section in the decimal. Thank you very much, sir.
Very much good.